Колеги, дякую за терпіння.
Esteemed colleagues, thank you for your patience. We continue our work. The floor is given to the Speaker of ATO under the Presidential Administration, Colonel Andriy Lysenko. Good afternoon, esteemed colleagues. I would like to offer to your attention the information about major events in the ATO zone. In particular, in the Lugansk area, the enemy carried out a number of the night shelling of our positions near Shastin and Stanitsa Luganska. Mostly the illegal armed forces used the grenade launchers. Also, we eyewitnessed the operation of the enemy's mortars and the anti-aircraft artillery. And these bombardments didn't have any military significance. Suffered were some of the 3 houses were ruined and considerable ruination of infrastructure took place. From the old Aidar and Popasna, the ceasefire was fully observed. In the next area, after a short interval, the illegal armed formations again used the heavy artillery near Svetlodarsk and Gorlivka. In particular, the militants used new tactics of artillery fire along the front line. They shelled our positions near the village of Lozove using 155 millimeters guns, cannons, and they fired not from the southern but from the western direction from the village of Gelmivsky, which is at the other side of Svetlodar water reservoir, from the distance of over 10 kilometers. Also, they shelled using mortars and artillery the ATO forces, which are located to the northwest and southern west from Gorlivka. They usually fired during the light hours of the day. In the western outskirts of Donetsk, the combat continued round the clock. The enemy used all the all the available systems of weapons, save for the multi-rocket artillery. As a result of the mortar shelling in the village of Berezove, they wounded a woman. In the Mariupol direction, the enemy carried out short-term provocations using the firearms all along the front line. Near Dokuchavsky, Demovsky, and Mariupol. In particular, in Granitny, we registered the operation of the enemy snipers, and here they fired only during the night hours. Over the last 24 hours, none of our servicemen was killed, 5 were wounded. Near Gorlivka and Donetsk. The militants continue their mean provocations in order to discredit the armed forces of Ukraine. The ATO headquarters has the undeniable evidence that the enemy, day before yesterday, carried out a number of artillery shellings of the controlled by them territories, as a result of which they damaged the residential houses and the local hospital. Here is the short video. Approximately at 2000, they started the mass-scale shelling from using the heavy weaponry, which is forbidden by the Minsk Agreement. From the Makivka, they shelled the central part of the city of Donetsk. The streets of Pafilov also, they shelled the hospital number 23, the surgical department, where the patients were treated there suffered. What interests in our reconnaissance is confirmed that the local residents shared the information a couple of hours before starting the bombardment of those populated area. They noticed the cameramen from the Russian TV who, as usual, are in the center of the events, who would like to film the shelling of the residential parts of Donetsk. And also recently the National Guards got very valuable trophy. The enemy's armored infantry Vehicle, now we can openly say about that. This vehicle is absolutely operational. Only the caterpillar track was damaged, and optics, transmission, the engine, the gun, machine gun, and the anti-tank artillery complex was intact.
In Kiev region, they found two arsenals, and in Brovary and Pint, police found about 20 grenades, a lot of small arms of Austrian, American, and local production, and about 40,000 cartridges. And people who organize illegal trade with weapons were arrested. And also in Krasnoarmeysk, during a search in a building and the garages, local resident, they found two Kalashnikovs, a gun Makarov, 5 kilograms of explosion, and 800 cartridges to different weapons. Security Service Ukraine contains anti-terrorist activities in the east of the country and also in the neighboring regions. In Shest, they prevented a terrorist attack, and police found a self-explosive device and in a cell of a multi-story building. The bomb consists of two anti-tank mines, throttle and detonators, and urgently they organized evacuation of residents of the building, and then military deminers and engineers destroyed those mines outside of the city, according to the information. They suspect LNL again. Also in the Zaporizhia region, the police arrested a militant from Vostok gang, and a resident of Donetsk was trained in Kharkiv and Yanakiev in the camps, and he was patrolling cities and occupied territories and was on duty on checkpoints with weapons, and he decided to go for vacations to Berdyansk and to rest, and now he will rest in Ukrainian prison. To Rivne region, policemen returned back, and from Rivne region, police unit came back after the month of on duty in ATO area. Policemen, they will have 10 days vacations, and then they will return to the duty. And exactly these men, they arrested cashier of militants who was trying to take 8 million hryvnia to the occupied territory. Now we have that money. Thank you. Your questions, please. Thank you very much. If there is any question or verification, raise your hands. No questions. Thank you very much, Carl.